Hello everyone, welcome, or welcome back. You are listening to Unfiltered with D and G. As in Dan and George. I am George, this is my co-host Dan.
We're live?
We are live, sir.
Alright, congrats
All right.
to part 2.
Part 2, the Apocalypse edition.
Of the coronavirus
The
part 2?
coronavirus, here at Unfiltered with D and G. The apocalypse is coming.
This is crazy.
It's absolutely crazy. It's boggling my mind.
You buy a gun yet?
Not yet.
You
Not
need
yet.
one.
I was going to rent a gun from you.
You need one.
So there's a new term now, shelter in place. Well, I'm sure it's not new, but it's new to me.
It's fairly new.
It's yeah. I'm sure the term has been used before, but I've never
World
heard
War
of
II, no doubt.
it. Probably. But,
Shelter. For the
shelter?
Jews. You shelter.
I'm sure it was for something.
Ah, but
Maybe the Spanish flu back in 1918.
You think they sheltered back then?
Well, they had to, or else everyone would have died. You know, there was 3 waves, from what I understand. From what
3 waves. I heard that too.
Yeah, 3 waves. The third wave, so the first wave or whatever, the first and second wave, it affected a certain percentage, like affected half. But the third wave, if you got the Spanish flu, it was 100% death.
Yes.
That's amazing to me that we're still alive.
Think about polio.
I wonder if the Spanish flu, if this is what it was today, I wonder
if people died, 100% fatality rate.
100%
Yeah, they're acting as if it is. That's what's weird.
No, well, okay, so they're promoting it as the way it is, but people are acting
as
totally opposite.
Yes. Oh yeah, because they don't know. We are such a society of pussies, and we don't take anything for serious. And there's been no hardships in society since World War II.
Right.
There's no hardship, so they don't take it seriously. So they need people to actually be dying from it, and then people would listen.
Right.
But they're spring breakers. They're out on the beach. They're partying. They're drinking. They're socializing. It's amazing. So we need actually to have a plague that actually kills.
Well, this could be it.
For the old?
Yeah,
I feel fairly confident I'll beat it.
Yeah, me too. And so
That's
do other million spring breakers.
But it's crazy. But you're right. Like when there's a plague that 100% fatality rate, and back then I wonder if people took it seriously even back then. No one's alive to know.
I think back
but
then.
I wonder
I think back then they did because we don't have the social dynamic that we have today. We don't have the mentality that we have today. No one to this date has ever felt they've always felt invulnerable. Even me. I never thought in my lifetime that I would see America with empty shelves at the store.
Right.
That's when it hit me. I started walking down the aisles and shelves were empty.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I only see these in movies. And then if so, it's because the story was about a third world country or some country that just didn't have our society and economy. And for me to see that in my lifetime was kind of jarring a little bit.
And I agree with that, but I have to take the opposition because I think in 1918, if you were around, there's no social media, there's no really newspapers. You don't even know how many people are dying because if it doesn't hit your community, you don't even know. There's no science. There's no one's telling you what to do. You just people are sick and you don't know. You're like closed off to the world. You don't know.
Well,
no one tells you.
Well, I think back then, things are more believable.
But who's telling you?
Well, it doesn't
Where do
have
you
to
get your information?
Okay, so let's just say it was just a rumor. Oh, because rumors spread back then, and you just kind of believe it. Because
I guess
the reason why people don't believe so many things now is because we've had so many fake news.
Absolutely, Trump is right. He created it.
We have so much fake news that people are numb to what's truth or not anymore.
Absolutely. If you read it on Facebook, it must be real.
So I feel like back then, when people didn't know about fake news, they just took news to be true. That's why we survived. I think back then,
I don't think there was news though.
If we had the society we had now, I don't think the human race would have survived the Spanish
I don't
flu.
see us surviving in the next 100 years.
Especially with our travel system, because that's how viruses spread.
Sure.
Back then, it was probably contained a little more because of the travel system that we had.
But you're ever amazed that we survived this long as a species? I mean, seriously.
Well, I'm actually...
It's amazing.
I feel like our society should have been far more advanced than we are right now.
We're always fighting each other. We're at odds.
Not so much as that we still survived, but that we're still at this stage where we can't get a cell signal at a certain point. But we've been to the moon in 1970s.
But I think there's out of 330 million people, there's probably 100,000 people that are just geniuses, and the rest of us are fucking retards.
Well, I think because of regulation.
We don't create anything. I don't create anything.
Well,
I create traffic.
Well,
but what do you really do?
That's your fault.
No, but I mean, there's geniuses in the world that create and make a difference in humanity, and then there's the rest of us. But actually, I think 100,000 people is like a stretch.
Well, I feel like
it's probably 50 people out there.
I feel like we don't move fast enough because of regulation and what do you call it? Not demonstrators, but they're just regular people that oppose to certain things because of maybe animal testing or.
Oh, you're saying too many laws against them. But they're doing it behind closed doors.
But
you know that.
This the vaccine that we're trying out now for this coronavirus. We've developed it within a couple months. Usually it takes years. Why is it now months.
Right.
Like we have the technology and the geniuses to provide us with this stuff.
Yeah.
Within months.
Yeah.
But because of regulation, if it wasn't this life threatening, it would take years.
They're using some kind of stuff like that helps with malaria and stuff like that. It's already been produced, and they're just testing it on this.
Well, so that's
just weird. It's like they already knew.
It's like a double-edged sword, where we're safe and alive probably because of regulation.
Right.
But then the amount of regulation, we're just progressing so slowly. So it's like, do you want to progress slowly and safely, or do you want to progress where we should be, but maybe not as safe and kill people?
Well, that's the thing.
By accident or.
I know it's a tough one, right? That's why we're going to move slow. But in all honesty, I think humankind. I mean, we're doomed. I don't see us lasting.
There's no hope.
There really isn't. We're just prolonging the inevitable. The robots will take over.
Well, I think that's what we're doing now is with this
AI will take over.
This 3-week lockdown or 2-week lockdown.
We can't even handle each other.
By the second week, supposedly we still need to continue to get locked down because it's not going to be over. That's not going to be enough.
Months.
It's not going to be enough. So if that happens, we're really fucked.
You know what's funny? The government allows certain industries to remain open during this time, and one of them is liquor stores. You know what I mean? Because they want people to get liquor and go home and get blasted and just. And then again, they change the laws. You can get food to go, and now you can have alcohol to go with it.
Well, here's the thing.
They change it to make the people happy so they don't revolt.
Right. Well, that's the thing is
A drunk society is a happy society.
If you don't have the alcohol, then people will go out and demand for bars to be open, or so.
But
I think
the government knows what
that
makes people happy, and it's liquor.
Yeah.
But it just shows you how they cater to the needs of the many, so the few can do what they need to do without that anarchy. And it's amazing. It's amazing to think how they change that. So is a liquor store an essential part of life? Apparently, it is.
It's obviously not, but in this society,
it is.
It apparently is because they let them open.
It's amazing. So that's an essential part of life. People want to drink, and I think the government wants us to be home, drunk, and happy. Who's going to fight it?
It makes sense. It does make sense.
It's crazy. Well, cheers to you.
Here's the liquor. Here's more liquor. All right.
Don't ban that shit.
Well, you don't have to go to the liquor store, right?
I got one right upstairs. I've been preparing for this my whole life. I knew it was coming. But
that's funny. I made a joke to myself. I go,
what's that?
I've been preparing for this lifestyle my whole life. I've always been a loner. I've always been social distancing, myself. I never really wanted to. At my work, everyone wants to do like this low high five and a knuckle and a fist bump.
You avoid it, huh?
I avoid it every time. I just wave to them.
It's annoying.
But it's such a it's a harsh statement, but I feel like it's such a waste of time. Like here's a line of 3 guys that I'm approaching. I'm gonna have to slap and fist bump every single one of them. And I'm like, I got shit to do. I can't fist bump everyone.
Bring back the guns.
Just do a mass finger gun to everyone and let me get on my way. But then I gotta get. You're walking a certain way and you see a guy over there. You gotta detour and you gotta greet them and you gotta slap and fist bump them.
Those days are over.
Well, thank God, because I always thought that was such a waste of time.
The modern day plague has helped you in your quest.
Yes.
But do you feel like
and then that meme? Did you see that meme?
Which one?
I found out my lifestyle is called quarantine.
Yeah. So you're already living it, right?
So already living at home.
Nothing has changed. I stay home. Anyway. I avoid people, and I just sit home and drink, and I don't want to go to work anyway. So nothing has changed for me.
No, I've been preparing it for my whole life.
My whole life, yeah. So did you see the one? To save humanity, all you got to do is sit on the couch and watch Netflix. I could do that.
That's pretty good.
I love that one.
That's good.
I mean, it's shit like that makes me laugh because it's like, you had previous generations of World War II, everyone's fighting together in Vietnam, Korean War. And then it's like, for our generation, sit at home on a couch, have some Doritos, and drink a beer. You save humanity by staying home. That's our contribution to life, man. All you got to do is stay. And we can't even do that. We can't even do that.
Can't even do that.
Life, and that's how fucked up this society is, this generation. We can't even do that. We're on the beaches. We need the sun. And isn't that crazy?
Everyone's got a paid vacation.
But we can't even stay home. It's like, fuck that. You want me to stay home? That's crazy. That's all you have to do is contribute, and we can't do that. We're failing at that. That's where the sheltering.
When you involve humans, when you involve the human factor, chaos. There's always the chaos theory. Well, there's no way 300 million people are going to obey.
But it looks good on paper, and in reality, because we have free will, we're going to do our own thing.
You can't even get 20 managers at my workplace to show up on time at a meeting. So how are you going to get 300 million people to stay home?
It's done. It sounds good, but it's not going to work. But that's our commitment to this, this generation to save humanity. We just got to stay home for 12 days. Fuck that. We're going to the beach. You know what I mean? And get a notice. Not only is it to stay home, they'll deliver alcohol to your house.
Right.
You don't even have to go out for it. Fuck that. I'm going out.
Food and alcohol.
And there's a story. Get a load of this, a strip club at some place. You know what they're doing? They're delivering food. They're strippers because they're out of work, so they're delivering food. You can even have strippers come to your house with food and beer. And yet, it's not good enough. I want to go out. It's unbelievable.
Supposedly, Houston, I think someone told me there's a drive-through strip club.
I believe it.
I'm not sure exactly what you're getting at the drive-through, but what are you looking through the window and looking at the stripper? I don't understand. You jerking off in your car?
I know. And I was thinking about that too, because everything now is virtual. Everyone's having virtual meetings, and businesses are virtual. And what's going to happen in the future when this is all over? We're going to have virtual strip clubs. So where what? I'm going to get a rub and a tug through a virtual fucking monitor? I'm not paying that. It's unbelievable.
So I think there are some workplaces. Some workplaces might actually work towards that because they're finding out. You know what? We don't need a brick and mortar place. This whole business can run with people working from home. Let's just do that. And then I think some of that's going to bleed on through with some workplaces.
100% guaranteed. This is the new norm. People are going to be working from home because now you don't need a babysitter. I mean, you have child services right there. It's cheaper. There's less travel. And because of the diseases that are going to be going through in the future, there's less contact, but that cannot be good for humanity. Just like everyone's on the phone, less socialization, less interaction, less communication. And 20, 30, 40 years from now, we're going to look back and go, we'll be long and gone. We'll be dust. But I just cannot see how that's a benefit to humanity.
Absolutely.
But I see it changing. I see that happening.
I heard a couple of, when I was listening to the radio, there was this girl that was interviewed. They're like, how are you dealing with working at home? She's like, I hate it because you know what? Part of my day is saying hi to my work friends, is looking forward to getting out of the house, seeing something different, and actually, working at a desk on my computer, away from distractions, away from like my bed because it looks so comfortable. Yeah. And then the social part of it, some people need that.
Absolutely need it.
I work at a cubicle, but then there's a couple of people that had to move, and I'm like, this kind of sucks because now I can't talk to this person that was sitting next to me. And I thought, I'd be great if I had my own office with a window and all that. Yeah. But now, come to think of it, it was really fun when everyone was kind of sitting together and you kind of look over, or you could just yell out something, or you could move your chair and just show something right away to the person next to you.
Those days are over.
But now it's like no one's there, and now you're kind of isolated.
Absolutely. And there will be some kind of trade-off of that isolation. There will be repercussions for people not socializing with others. We're going to be a society of weirdos. What we would consider weirdos growing up, that people won't have the communication skills, the interaction skills. There are people that we know to this day that are socially retarded. They're not around people. What I'm saying, they don't have, and what's going to happen 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 years from now, when this is the new norm, where people have a job and they just work from home. First of all, no one's going to work and give 40 hours. They're going to be sleeping in their pajamas and I was working. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not going to happen. You're going to have less productivity, and you're going to have a fucking generation after generation of morons because they're not going to know how to socialize.
That's exactly the movie Idiosyncrasy, remember?
I'm telling you, it's happening.
That's the exact movie. That's what's going to happen.
It's happening. And again, it's these pandemics that start creating it, and everyone's on board. It's amazing how one little thing, and it's not even, in my opinion, the worst thing. I mean, you get a cold. Okay, whatever. Some people die, some people don't. They die anyway of the flu. They die of cancer. They die of smoke, influenza, anything. And people die every day. What do we say? Every 2 seconds, someone's dead?
Yeah, every 2 seconds, 1.8 people die.
Okay, every second.
Every second, 1.8 people die.
So that's about 7-8 seconds that you just said that. So 4 people already died. Yeah, but we don't mention those people. We don't mention those.
Almost 14 people already died by the time we ended this whole sentence.
Right. So I can go take a shit and 14 people died. And that, you know what I'm saying though?
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable, but we don't mention that.
No.
But now we're stopping our society. We're changing the way we develop our youth and the way we move forward. For what? Because some old people are going to die. Yes, I get it. I'm not trying to say but life goes on.
It's a hard decision. It's like you're screwed if you don't tell people, and you're screwed if you do.
But what's for the greater good?
But that's the thing. So it's like the chicken or the egg. Do you save people's lives, or do you save people's living? When you don't save their living, their life is over anyway. But people won't have a living if they don't have a life, if they're dead. So which one do you save?
But they're even saying anyone almost under 60, I mean, the chances of them dying are less,
Absolutely.
not very, as long as
Sure,
you're healthy.
sure.
The old will die off, but the old are going to die off anyway. So let's bankrupt our country.
Yeah, there was an idea where just
fucking horrible,
people
either way.
under 60 or under 70 are the ones that should be quarantined or locked down.
Let life go on.
And everyone else work.
Right.
But of course, then there's that like, well, what if you live with those people and then you give it to them because you come home? So it's hard. It's hard for that model to work too.
My take on it is 100% of Americans are going to get it.
Oh,
I don't see how you can stop it.
Sure.
I just don't see how you can stop
like
it.
the flu. Just like the flu.
But when you get the flu, do you rush to the hospital?
No, well, it's not me, but some people
but
do.
why is everyone rushing to the hospital? Because the media talked about this, the corona, and now what? What are they going to do for
There's people
you?
that rush to the emergency room when they have a tummy ache. I mean, it's amazing to me. I've
unbelievable.
never been to a doctor for, I don't know, 15 years or an emergency room. I don't think I've ever been to an emergency room. But
They do nothing for you, by the way.
no, they give you some pain meds. That's about it.
They didn't give me shit last time I went to the emergency room. I thought I was having a heart attack.
And then you got billed for it.
I got billed up the ass for it. They didn't give me anything to help me. They basically said what I had and go, go to your physician.
Yeah.
Give me something. Nothing. They gave me nothing but a bill.
No, but people
pricks.
go to the doctors for the craziest things.
I agree.
So it's just natural that other people are going to go to the hospital for this.
But for
this new
instance,
virus.
if you have the coronavirus,
Yeah.
there's no cure. So why are you flooding the hospitals? Anybody out there, why would you flood the hospital? For what? What are they going to do for you?
Well, if you're bad enough, they could put you on a respirator, which there's not enough of anyway. But
To do what? To help you breathe?
right, well,
And
yeah.
then what? For how long?
Well, until you either survive or die.
That's
That's how it works.
the way. But can't you just stay at home and just deal with it?
Yes, for
Drink
the
some
most
hot
part,
coffee?
most likely,
Drink a whiskey?
most likely, it's basically like the flu. So you
Have you had the flu?
Not this year, no.
Not ever.
Oh, yeah.
I think
absolutely.
everybody has.
Yeah.
You feel like shit for a few days,
Right,
and then you get over it.
Sure, but now they have medicines like a Z-Pack or whatever, or Vex. Well, it cuts your,
Z-Pack?
it cuts your. It's for the infection. It's like a.
It helps you.
Yeah, they give it to you, and it helps you fight whatever is ailing you, the virus.
Z-Pack.
It's called a Z-Pack. Yeah, just ask your doctor next time, or
I don't trust
or
them.
maybe the emergency room. Anyway,
bill me for
they
it.
do have things now for the flu that cuts it down shorter,
Okay.
but they don't have it for the coronavirus.
Okay, but I mean, I see lines.
Now you either survive
Or die.
or you barely survive, but with the help of respirator.
But I see like lines, the media, by the way, how truthful they are.
to test.
But you see lines of people waiting to get tested. For what? I don't understand. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
You feel like you're sick, stay home and stay in bed and have your
Right.
NyQuil or whatever.
Well, I guess you kind of want to know if you're a carrier. But here's the thing. If you get tested and you're cleared, that doesn't mean you're not going to get it
5 minutes later.
5 minutes later.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I don't
then
get it.
Now you just wasted a test, and then
I don't
you
get
still
it.
have it.
I don't get it. Right.
Yeah.
Just because you're not infected now or have it doesn't mean you're not going to in 10 minutes.
But it does help. So that's why they have these protocols where you have to have these symptoms in order to get the test.
Fever,
But if you just
sore throat.
want to get the test just for the shits and giggles, you shouldn't, or they're not going to allow you, or it's just basically going to be useless because if you're cleared, I can understand if you like maybe you have to take care of an old folks home and you have to be like, you know what, I have to get tested because I have to take care of these people.
and you want to make sure
You want to make sure you're good. So
Makes sense, I guess.
maybe that type in that scenario.
I'll
but
give you
for
that.
the most part, testing isn't going to do any good other than if you have symptoms. That way you don't really spread it to anyone.
I guess if I live with my grandparents, I would want to know I'm healthy. But the thing is, like you just said, I'm healthy one day. I would have to get tested every day in my life.
Well, now you're going to take more precautions.
Okay,
So
fair enough.
let's say you're cleared. Now you're like, okay, now I really have to not touch anything, not touch my face. I can't really go out too much now, anywhere. So now I'm just going to go to the store. I'm going to protect myself and then go straight home. As opposed to
going to the store,
driving around.
you can get it anytime you go to the store.
But
You're
now,
right, though.
now
I
that
can
you
see
don't,
that point.
now that you know you don't have it, you're not going to detour into like
right.
a bar, or not a bar, but detour
Talking
into
to
a
you-
friend's house or something.
Talking to you makes me feel like an ignorant baboon.
Well,
'Cause I
you're
just
not-
feel like
you're not-
I just don't get it. Like everyone's panicking. I can't find toilet paper. Seriously,
That's a great. That's an amazing phenomenon.
I don't get it.
That the toilet paper went so quick.
You can't find it. It's been 2 weeks. I can't find toilet paper.
Old people can get it.
Where?
I think they stash it because a friend of mine, their mom got some toilet paper, but they like asked someone, and then they got it out underneath the counter. Like,
Oh, really? Oh, you gotta know somebody.
You gotta know an old person. You gotta.
But it's weird, man. The way this just life. Toilet paper and sanitizer and cleaning chemicals and eggs, milk. It's all gone.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling, man. When you go to the store, the local store, and all the shelves are empty. It's like, what the fuck?
Right.
I don't get it. It's different. Oh man, I'm gonna move these just a tad over.
Yeah.
I want to be able to see your pretty face.
Yeah, you mean you want everyone to see you're ugly?
My dimples. Oh well. No, but I mean seriously, you go to the local grocery store, you go to Walmart's, the Targets, the aisles are fucking bare. Like we're living in a third world country. I don't get it.
Well, the toys, candies, and teddy bears and electronics are still there.
Yeah, but the essentials.
The essentials are gone.
You know, I just don't get it. Why people like? How did that ever happen? Why are they freaking out?
Well, because the same
End of the
reason,
world.
because the same reason we're going to freak out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So they were the smart ones.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone's shaming them now.
Yeah.
But once a couple of weeks from now, they're going to be like, oh shit, maybe we should have done that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they were right. I don't know, but I think it will get worse in about 2 weeks. I don't want to think it, but
I'm
it's
very
gonna.
discouraged. So let's talk about Trump's term of the Chinese virus.
Ooh,
So
is
you
that
know-
racist to you or no?
I don't think it is, but here's the thing. As a president, I think you should be not cordial. You should
Presidential?
be
Diplomatic?
diplomatic in saying the coronavirus or COVID-19. It did originate from China, and so
he's not lying.
So he's not lying, but he's just fueling the fire for some of these people. You know,
Tomato.
Why do you want to add on to? Why do you want to add on to the already onslaught of bad comments and?
But he's sensationalizing it as well because he wants votes. He wants his base to be like, oh, this guy's the man. You know?
Right. He says it how he sees it.
He says it how he sees it.
He says it how he sees it.
I wasn't offended when he said
No.
the Chinese virus.
And I'm Asian, and I'm not offended
offended?
as long as what was that?
Were you offended when he said
No.
the Chinese virus?
No, well, because I'm not Chinese for one, but I mean I am
White man sees you all the same.
Filipino. And
Would you eat a bat, by the way?
the thing is, if he says this Filipino virus,
Would you be offended?
I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. But here's the thing: is he doesn't have to say it that way. He can.
Well,
just,
he's
he
never
just-
been presidential. He's
That's
never
true.
been diplomatic.
That's true.
He's never
you don't
been.
really expect anything more from it.
No, you expect that kind of language from him. So when he says it, it's like, it's funny.
So
But
now-
that's the new norm also in that
Right.
president.
But so now the Chinese are retaliating by saying or by making up that this virus originated from
America.
the U.S.
Yeah.
and that we gave it to them.
Yeah, I believe
So I think it's
What
like
do they call it? The white man? Or
well, I don't know, but I think because of him saying that, they probably wouldn't have said anything until he said that.
Well, they're fighting back in their
right
way, yeah.
now they're
The
firing
rhetoric.
back and say so. It's like you're adding on not only to the people that hate you already, but now from the Chinese because
Right.
they don't want to be labeled that way.
Sure.
just out of pride.
It's still a pissing match.
Yeah,
between
exactly.
Countries.
So why would you add that to your
Why does Trump do anything the way he does? I mean, he's just
yeah.
it's just we expect it from him. But I think he's still trying to appease his base, which when he says it, he speaks from the heart. But again, his heart is a little bit different. That's how I am too, though. I speak from the heart.
I know you're exactly like Trump.
Yeah, I speak what's on my mind. I'm unfiltered. Hence,
Absolutely.
unfiltered. But again,
things you say sometimes embarrasses me.
Absolutely.
Like I feel like
I embarrass myself. But it's from the truth. It's from the heart. Just because my heart's dark and shit, maybe, or no. But I mean, in all honesty, when people speak honesty and truth, that's their honesty and truth.
No,
It doesn't mean
I-
it's factual.
I-
It's just how they feel.
I sometimes prefer that because you get what you see. You get what you.
And that's why a lot of America loves Trump.
I appreciate that to someone to be that way so that I know where they're coming from rather than have to figure them out. It's like,
But then
what
you
are they
never really know. And that's why, like Trump,
exactly,
they say, a lot of people when they were interviewed back in 2016, oh, he speaks the truth. He speaks. It's not really it's his truth. You know what I'm trying to say? But they say, oh, he's honest. Well, it's what he thinks is honest.
Yeah, he has no filter.
Yeah. And but you've never ever seen a president
No,
like
this
him.
is
You
awesome.
never, and I like that. I that's my personality. He's a New Yorker. I get it. I like him. But is he presidential? Absolutely not.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I love that he'll call people out. Like he'll really rip into reporters. You should be ashamed of yourself. But does he lie? Yes, I'm sure he does. But what president doesn't?
Right.
You don't think Obama lied?
Yeah, I
He
don't
just
know.
was
I don't know.
presidential
I don't
about
know what. I don't
They
know.
all do.
I don't know what lies are. I don't know what's a lie and what's not.
Well, there you go.
How do you know? How do you know what's a lie and what's not?
But every president, in all these debates and everything, they do little fact finding and they do the facts.
If it's not a lie, if you believe.
That's right.
if
And
you
Trump
believe
believes
it.
his own bullshit. So he's not lying.
Right.
Because he believes what he says, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's a businessman and he's gonna do what's best, I think, for the country. And if he has to lie to get what he thinks is best, he'll do it. Like I like that personality because that's America right there. You're gonna do what's best and you're gonna do whatever it takes to get that the action. You're gonna do whatever the action is to get the results. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I believe he wants a certain result and he's gonna do whatever it takes to get that result. And if he has to bend the law or break the law, that's different. And I understand that, but I get that. Like, I think a lot of people actually understand that. Like, he's not all about, he just bends the law.
I understand too.
He breaks it. He
sometimes he
manipulates. Yeah, to get the best result.
Right.
But he's about results, and he's going to do whatever it takes. I like that. So he had sex with a porn star, right? He's not going to admit it. His wife's sitting right next to him.
Right.
He's got to pay her off and just be done with it. Whatever the case. Who expects him? Or what, Clinton? Is he going to come out and say, yeah, I got a blowjob from that? He's got to lie. Right. It's presidential to say, I deny this. But we all know he did it. Even his wife knew it. Right. But you don't admit it, right?
Right, no.
Well,
not, yeah.
You just can't admit it.
Not if you don't think you're going to get caught.
Cop pulls you over for speeding. First thing you say, I wasn't speeding.
Yeah, that's a ticket for sure. You go, yes, I was speeding. Oh, well, since you admitted it, here's a ticket.
Well, either way, you roll the dice, right? But I mean, people lie to try to get out of something.
Sure.
Are they bad people?
Well, I mean,
they roll the dice, and but that's the thing. And I think Trump rolls the dice quite a bit. But the media is so against them that anything he says, it gets a soundbite.
Absolutely.
Oh, he's lying, and then that's all you hear for 24 hours. But again, when any billionaire goes into politics, he didn't need to. But I think he was truly there to help the people. Is he presidential? No. Does he lie? Probably. Does he break the law? Probably even. And he did all that beforehand. So what did we expect when we elected him?
Here's the thing: is if the people, like, let's say that the one thing that they tried to impeach him on about the phone call, if the guy was for him, if he believed in his way of running the country, then he probably wouldn't have ratted out on him. But because he didn't like the way he did things, he ratted him out.
Yeah, it was opposition.
So it's like the only reason that came out is because the guy didn't like him.
Absolutely. And that's politics right there. He viewed, let's kind of screw somebody.
Because that probably, whatever he did, what do you call it? He
little whistleblowers.
Yeah, what Trump was talking to whoever he was, he was, supposedly denying him of support, like troops or supplies or whatever, for something else. Well, I bet that happens all the time.
All the time.
I bet it happens behind closed doors and we don't know about it.
Absolutely.
But no one says anything.
Right.
And things are, things happen, things are moved and nations are built that way.
Absolutely.
Things behind closed doors.
Exactly. And then when Trump does something behind closed doors, it's, they
if no one likes it, then they say something. But if it's towards their benefit, they're not going to say anything.
Exactly. You can't win either way. Right. That's what I'm saying. But he's fired everybody that wasn't a loyalist. And then
there's never been so much firing.
Yeah. But again, he respects loyalty. And who doesn't want to be surrounded by loyalty, a loyalist. Sure. And again, so he gets rid of them, and then the media's against that. It's like, why would you want someone who's going to rat you out on something?
Right.
Or you're in a meeting, but they're gonna record it and release it. He wants loyalty.
Sure.
I respect that more than anything. I manage a business. I don't want anybody that's disloyal to me. Those fuckers are out of there. I'll find a way to get rid of them. No different than the president. Yeah. And I mean, if you're going to manage a company long term, you want someone who's constantly going to just try to get you fired.
Well, just like your friends.
Get you fired.
It's just same thing with friends.
Why would you want that?
Why would you hang out with friends that
stab you in the back?
Right, exactly.
Why would you do that?
Right.
And so, but he's running a country. Right. You need loyalty, and I respect that. He's got the most terminations in any presidential.
Every week, I always hear
you're out of here.
Administration or Trump.
I love it though.
Fired this person,
and I love it. I mean, and again, he's got to build his team, and once he has a team together, if the media or the other half, the Democrats weren't always trying to fucking get him indicted for something. Imagine if there was never something against him.
Right.
How much more this guy would have done.
Oh, absolutely.
If they just supported him.
Right.
But he's fighting like so many lawsuits all the time, or indictments, or just getting impeached. Yeah. So can you imagine if they supported him?
Right.
Man, this country would be great.
Well, there would be an argument where if you didn't oppose him on certain things would get out of hand.
Like what?
Well, I don't know. Like maybe, if people didn't say something about him doing that quid pro quo deal with that foreign leader, that he would continue to do it, and then it would just progressively get worse. So I think maybe.
Okay.
And I'm just kind of being devil's advocate. I'm being devil's advocate.
I like this one already.
So if he knows that he can't do that all the time, then he's going to be either more careful about it, or he's going to know, what, maybe this isn't the right way to do it, and I'm going to do it this way instead.
But out of curiosity, the quid pro quo, he's a president, and we're giving them money and aid. Why?
Yeah.
I'm like Trump. I'm like, what are you going to do for us?
Right.
Well, why am I giving you all this money, weapons, and intelligence, and my military? What do you do for us?
Sure.
You don't pay nothing?
Of course.
So I wish he came out and he said, what the fuck are you going to do for me? I mean, why I don't understand why our country's against our president for doing that.
Right.
I don't understand. Like, why are we supporting and defending? And I don't get it.
Okay, so supposedly, so I would understand if on that particular scenario, he asked for the investigation of Biden's son.
Okay.
So
it's more political.
It's more big towards his own benefit rather than the United States' benefit. But you can kind of turn it around where if I were Trump, I would turn it around in my own mind. I'd be like, you know what? I'm doing this for me because I feel like I'm the best man for this job.
Sure.
And I want to keep this job. And for me to do that, I have to do this so that I can continue to run this country the way it should be. I think that's a good argument.
I just don't understand why we police the world and we have to be everywhere for everything. So now our country's in jeopardy. Who's helping us?
Yeah, no,
who's sending us anything?
I agree.
Where are the hospital beds? Who's bringing it? Where are the doctors?
So, well, we have a military system where supposedly we have these ships that carry thousands of.
But who's helping? What country helps
that.
us in our time of need?
Yeah.
I don't see any Chinese people over here helping us. France,
You know
Russia.
what they caught? And this wasn't in the news for some reason.
What's that?
They caught this Chinese national that worked in one of the universities. They caught him smuggling chemicals that he's been researching in that university.
Yeah.
They caught him trying to smuggle all these chemicals back to China because he was trying to steal that technology.
Yeah. There was 3 cases, I believe, of Chinese. They almost like agents, secret agents.
Yes. And he was working this whole time, and the Chinese government was financing him.
Yeah, there were
to
3
live
cases,
here.
though. Yeah.
But why wasn't that like in the news?
Oh, why would they?
I mean,
report it?
I saw it.
I saw 3 cases.
I tried to fact check it too, and
It's right.
It was right.
Yeah, there was 3 cases.
It was
though.
true. Yeah,
there were 3 separate
Absolutely.
cases.
Absolutely.
And but I mean, I'm sure there are Russian agents here. I'm sure there's Muslims that are against us. I mean, that's just the world we live in. But what countries are helping us right now? I haven't heard anybody helping us. Who's helping us?
Yeah, I think that there is someone that's helping us.
Who?
I want to say South Korea.
What are they helping us with? They sent us one bed, a couple of doctors.
I think
Money.
they have some kind of system where we should follow. I don't know.
I just kind of feel like, in all honesty, like when our time of need, who's helping us? Like everyone sees us as a rich country, we can help ourselves. But when every country in the world needs something, we have to help them.
Right.
All Hollywood pulls together. Where's Hollywood? What are they donating? What are they doing? Because they don't want to help Trump. They don't want to say, I haven't heard one person donate millions and millions of dollars to say, let's help Trump.
They don't want to openly help Trump because they don't want to be labeled.
No, where are the beds? I don't know. It pisses me off actually because I think it's all about politics.
That's what
they don't want Trump to be reelected. That's the bottom line.
So that's what we need instead of the $1 trillion being spent on American people relief. They need the $1 trillion to be spent on the medical facilities. I mean, I don't know who's going to man it. Like, we can't pump out doctors and nurses within 2 weeks.
I don't get it. It's not, to me, it's still not about money. I think supplies and equipment.
Well, yeah, we have to
money?
pump out a certain amount of ICU beds because
but whoever has the beds, they should just be giving them, and then we'll cut them a check at the end of the day.
Well, the what do you call it? The automakers right now, they're the ones
pumping out beds.
No, they're manufacturing these respirators.
Fantastic. You would think overnight we would have 10 million of them.
You would think,
but you would think enough every day to be shipping out.
Right.
Because mass production. But again, is it about the money? Or do we have the materials and the knowledge and the expertise to pump out this stuff? And that's how I feel like Congress right now, they could help the American people. They could help right now, but they have a pissing match. So let the people go hungry. Let's see what happens when the anarchy starts.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, they have the ability to help.
But, I mean, God forbid they
nice.
help Trump. Obviously, I'm not going to deny a $1,000 or $2,000.
How far does it go?
But that's the thing is, I think that's what they're thinking. It's like, so we give them this $1 trillion. Then what?
There's going to be, in 3 months, another trillion. It's going to happen. What are you going to do?
Stop?
I don't think it could stop because people are out of work.
I think maybe they just need to figure out where that $1 trillion needs to go.
Let's think about this. Let's say we don't get $1 trillion. Let's just say all these businesses, they're going to stop. A lot of businesses are paying people still, but it's going to run dry. It's going to last about a month, maybe a month and a half, maybe if people are lucky 2 months.
Well, because some of them, because they know that the government is going to help them bail them out a little bit.
Right. But let's say the government doesn't bail them out. All those companies are going to put an end to, because they have no money. No money's coming in. They're going to stop. The trickle down effect, it's just going to affect people. Right now, a lot of people aren't getting paid. Right? Give it 2 months, no one's getting paid. Now, no one's spending money in the economy. No one has money for rent. It's going to be a disaster. And $1,000 ain't going to help anything. Not going to help anything. What it does is delay the inevitable, which is total anarchy.
So I wonder what would happen if the people that, like the mortgage companies and the rental places and the credit card companies and the auto loans, basically the credit companies. So I wonder if they just suspended all the bills, the electric company, the gas company, they just suspended all the bills for...
Can't be indefinitely.
No, it can't be indefinitely, but...
90 days.
Let's say 90 days.
Then what?
But I'm saying, I think people would be more apt to, let's just say 30 days.
Okay.
For 30 days, let's hunker down. Let's fucking get this over with. We're not going to get charged. It's like life is just paused for 30 days.
Sure.
everything about life.
And that's pretty much where it's at right now.
Well,
there's no evictions. There's no
evictions,
foreclosures.
but
it's going to hurt your credit. Probably not.
But here's the thing is there's certain ones like either the credit card companies or some mortgage companies, they're just going to defer it. They're not going to pause it.
No.
They're not going to like just erase 1 month. They're going to defer it and eventually you're going to have to pay that back. And that's what people, I think, are thinking in the back of their heads. It's like, you know what? I'm going to have to pay for it anyway. So this is...
I think actually they're given like some leniency. You know, they're not going to hurt you. They're not going to collect anything. But
no, they're going to
it's not
spread
like
it out.
it's free money.
They're going to spread it out.
Yeah, they spread it out. But eventually you got to pay it. And yet, when no one can pay those payments, no rent's being paid, no mortgages are being paid, what happens?
Well, that's the thing is everything has to be coordinated that for 30 days.
Okay.
Everything gets paused. We beat this thing, and then we just go back straight to normal.
That we beat what thing? The virus?
The virus.
It's not going away.
Yeah.
But
well,
again,
the thing is, we'd have to use that $1 trillion that they're going to put and make the medical facilities that we need to fight whatever we need to fight.
I feel there's too many hands in the cookie jar.
The reason we're doing this is because we don't want to overload the system.
Right.
So if we built a bigger system, then we can get ready for it.
I think we've outgrown ourselves. There's too many people. There's too many, free will. It's too big. Well, so we need, to basically cut our population in half. Well, and this is going to be it. Maybe all the old.
There's a theory.
The oldest people will be 60.
There's a theory where the world or the universe is just doing it for us because it understands that we are overpopulated.
I agree.
And it's like, you know what? The world just rights itself. Just like back in the Ice Age where everything died, or when the meteor hit, it's like it just renews itself. Everything just dies and it just starts over at zero.
I agree.
And I think there's a theory where this is part of it. Like they said, when they showed you the maps of Italy, the overhead maps where there's no pollution anymore. It's like, well,
we're not producing anything.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it'll happen in our lifetime, but there will be change, maybe rapidly. But I'm not saying zombies. When I say the zombie apocalypse is coming, I believe in that, but it's not really zombies. I think it's going to be just anarchy, because when no one's getting money,
post-apocalyptic lifestyle.
That's all it is. And I think it's coming, and I do believe it, because when the population's out of work, you got to eat.
The bad thing is maybe Trump or the Trump administration wants to do the right thing, but I feel like the Democrats want to derail it because they want to prove him wrong, or they want to show that he's doing wrong.
It's a pissing match.
So they're not going to let him do the right thing.
Absolutely. They're going to prevent him from getting reelected in their eyes. They'd rather us all suffer so he doesn't get reelected.
I think so.
Absolutely. And it's gonna blow up in their face. But let me say something. If every person you've ever met got $1,200 one time, what's that gonna do? It delays the inevitable, which is anarchy.
Right. Well, yeah.
Because when the money dries up and the credit dries up and you're not making your payments and you're hungry, what's gonna happen?
Well, that's what I'm saying is, instead of giving everyone $1,200, use that $1 trillion to build up our health system.
But what does that do?
It prevents the overload that we're in fear of now.
But how long does it take to do that?
I'm pretty sure we can do it in 30 days.
Really? So you just said, you're going to create that many doctors and buildings and homes and houses?
Well, no, but we could provide the beds and the respirators for it. Right now, there's a shortage. There's a shortage of masks alone. Just the masks alone.
People are wearing your little trinkets. Oh, these are beautiful, by the way. That's right. $19.99. It's gonna be sold on our website. No, but I'm saying 30 days. You think they can do that?
I think if everyone got together, which
so
isn't
the Corps
possible.
of Engineers, the military, the Army Corps of Engineers could pop them up.
Absolutely.
But is there enough personnel and resources to do that in 30 days?
For $1 trillion, I think there could be.
But see, again, I think putting a dollar figure on stuff doesn't necessarily make something happen. So if I just, here's $1 trillion, and just let's wipe out the homeless. Here's $1 trillion. It's just they're still homeless.
But right now, there's no indication of what they're doing. Like there's no
oversight.
There's no one saying, you know what, in 2 weeks, the difference that's going to happen in 2 weeks is this. So no one said that so far.
I don't think they know. I don't think they know how to do it.
Well, yeah, because
I don't think they know.
I don't think they know.
But where do you put a hospital? Just on a ship, and then what? And then, but the thing is, I think we're fucked. That's what I'm saying. I honestly believe we're fucked.
Well,
I think just buy bullets, toilet paper and bullets. Get some sanitizer.
If they don't give us a solution, or if they don't say what's going to happen in 2 weeks, I think it is going to come to that, because people need answers.
Military law.
People want to know that there's an end to this. But right now, everyone feels like they're in limbo.
Absolutely.
So people need a light at the end of that tunnel.
Absolutely. And I don't think anyone knows what the light is. They don't know how to do it.
To give that.
But when they start enforcing some type of military law or curfew or shelter, and then if you go out, how do you prove I'm just going to go get food? And then if you're getting fined $1,000 of cost.
Yeah, there's no way that's enforceable.
It's not enforceable. It's impossible. And if it's not enforceable, people are going to stay home.
Right.
Sons of bitches. People suck, man.
But don't you think that if the government went out and said, you know what, let's pause everything. Everyone pause everything for 30 days. Within this 30 days, we're gonna use this half $1 trillion to pump out ICU beds and build up our medical system, and in 30 days we'll just go back to normal. Like, not in those words, but
No, I know.
you know what I mean?
The philosophy behind it.
But I think it would give people a definite answer. You know what? That makes sense. We will do this while you do that. And instead of just, you know what, stay at home and we're going to hope for the best. People.
This is what I think.
We're just going to go out anyway because who cares?
I like the idea of $1,000 or $1,200. What I think is it's not enough. And it has to happen every month for every single individual. And the reason is that you need an incentive and confidence knowing you're going to be able to pay your bills and get food. And I think that would work. But at one time, $1,200,
if everyone gets their bills paused, you don't need that $1,200.
Okay. So you won't bankrupt the country in a sense.
Yeah.
Pause it is just as good, but you still need money for food. But you have to get food.
Right. Okay. So
you need some type of money.
Okay. So let's just say you get so much food
Delivered.
That
would be cool.
per family.
That's fine too, and create jobs where people are delivering. But there has to be an incentive to stay home.
Well, and that incentive would be, you know what? In 30 days, this infrastructure is going to happen, and that's how we're going to beat it. The only reason we're in this situation is because our health system can't handle it.
But as long as individuals have to go to a grocery store to get food, we're never going to socially distance ourselves. People are out and about. They're not staying home, and it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
We need an incentive to stay home, get your groceries delivered, and that's it. Stay home for a month. Oh, yeah, that's it. There's no other way. It's going to spread, and it's not going to stop. And $1 trillion is probably not enough. But again, I don't see how this could be stopped because we're throwing big numbers on the economy, and people don't even understand what it takes. I think it's too big for any one person or a group of people to know. You know what I'm trying to say, though?
I do.
I think we need machines to take over. I know.
We're gonna have to wait till part 3 to finish everything.
Really?
This is the end, buddy.
Part 3 is coming.
Part 3 is coming.
This is too hot of a fucking topic. It's sensational.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for joining us.
God, this is tense. Stay safe. Don't touch anybody. Don't touch yourself.
All right, everyone, that is our time for this episode. Hopefully you learned something new. Maybe we even connected with some of you at some level, or you were just plain entertained. Thank you very much for joining us. Remember, always be grateful, think of the things you have in life, and don't obsess about what you don't have. Keep looking forward, and always strive to be better than you were yesterday. Thanks. See you next time.
Sweet. Until next time, be kind. Take care.